Sure, let's get off the grid early on a Friday. Why do we know this bloody song?
It's the only thing I haven't found.
Good boy, sit. You hear the dump trucks already, see? You don't want you out there, stay. Oh, it's a good boy. Sit. No, you're knocking mommy's coffee. Come on, move over. I gotta drive. Okay. What are you doing? You're knocking me over. Okay. How am I supposed to drive? Move over. Okay. Good morning, family, friends. Amber here. Stop. We had such a great weekend this weekend. It was nice. We went, the kids bought me a Keith Urban concert for Christmas, and we went and attended that. It was really lovely. But we had a really kind of an interesting weekend. Our primary network here in Canada was down, and our entire life is connected to that. So there's been huge apologies, and so we'll see. But it just kind of gave us a moment of reflection of how dependent we are on internet and our servers and stuff. I was totally disabled. I wasn't able to do any business, and I wasn't able to do anything with regard to our cell phones at all. No social media. So it was a little refreshing, but it does make you sit back and ponder what life was like prior to the internet and prior to social media and all of that stuff, and putting our entire lives up on the cloud. Just can't access it. We couldn't get to the banks. A lot of debit machines were down. It was just a real moment. Anyways, and do some massive weeding, right, Thor? Oh my gosh, this puppy is getting so big and so crazy. I've got the Garden of Whedon right now, and I was trying to show it yesterday. I was a little embarrassed because, oh my gosh, I got so much work to do it there. So Frank's up there now. He's going to help me do some landscape fabric. We're going to get some of that laid down today. And, which, by the way, I got to grab that before I go up. But yeah, so that's going to be what we're doing and what we're working on today. So let's head on up to the garden. Okay, but first, can I do this without spilling? Let us see. Almost impossible to drive and hold a camera and drink coffee. So I might have to put you guys down. So, let's go. I got just propped up. Now I got a handle for my coffee. I got an arm for my boy. Let's go. All right. Hi, baby. Yes, you're a good boy. Mama's just getting my fabric, okay? You better stay here. I'm here in the garden now. Just finished watering. The process of watering takes me a long time, but I started when the sun was low. Now it's hot again. But I'm gonna work. I got this lovely workbench here. Just going for a ride. And I'm working in my garden. I'm gonna go ahead and move this over there to the shaded area. I like to work and do some potting and stuff, but Frank, I said, had set me up over there in the shade, which is lovely, but that's only during big harvest, which we're not there yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and move this, and then the next order of business is to lay down this fabric in that garden space. Let me show you what's going on. I call it the Garden of Weedin. It's a good sign that I have healthy soil, because weeds really thrive well. I guess they can thrive really well in terrible soil too, but a lot of weeds is a really good indication of healthy, thriving soil, which I have lots of. So here you can see there's the kale coming up, and then all of this is weeds around it. The problem is these seedlings are still quite fragile, and if I go ahead and start pulling these weeds out, I could really start to disrupt the root ball of those. So I'm going to wait for those to get a little hardier, and then I'm going to go ahead and weed that up. So I want to go ahead and put this weed cloth down here. Really? Not the effect I was going for. Let's try this again. You're into the radishes again, eh? Go on, get out of the garden, mister. They literally pull things out and take their little garden blessings and their little treats. There, that's a little better. Now you can see me. One thing that I learned about, oh my gosh, let me just fix my hair. I feel like I got dirt all over my face. Just a hot mess I am. The one thing that I learned about landscape fabric, or it will not prevent weeds 100%. It just can't. I mean, it may prevent the weeds from coming up out of the ground, but it certainly won't. There is a lot of weed seeds blowing around in the wind, and when they land on there, and that with water and the right environment, the weeds will still come. I believe this entire garden bed at one point was covered in fabric cloth, because as I'm pulling it and I'm digging down, I am getting some of that, and it's the plastic one. I don't know if I want to go ahead and till this all up and pull that out, because I don't want that in there. But tilling it up, it's kind of like I'm trying to stick with the Back to Eden method, which is, and no-till gardening, which is kind of just building the soil from the top and letting it kind of go down, keeping the microorganisms and the bacteria and the culture and all of that kind of stuff, because as you till it up, it starts to lose a lot of that organic matter and that. So that's kind of what I've been working on. One of the things that I've learned about myself as a gardener is it's taught me a lot of patience, because oh, the breeze is gorgeous. Oh my god, it was so hot in there. See, that's why I need to move my thing over here, because this spot here is beautiful. We forget that the whole garden is a process. It's taking time to get things to come to harvest and to see fruit and to see blooms, and when you finally start to see that first fruit set, you get excited and stuff. So this here is really neat. This bean is finally starting to make its way. I planted 3 of them in hopes that this trellis would trellis over and be beautiful, because the picture on the package was this bountiful beauty, but if I had known it was going to take me 2 months to get it, I would have managed my expectations a little better. I was hoping that I would get to see that beautiful archway in its full glory all season long. I just expected it to happen like that, which I guess isn't that the life we find ourselves inside of right now. And that was, I think I was mentioning earlier before, we had gone into Toronto, into the city for a concert, and we had no Wi-Fi, we had no internet. We are on the Rogers network for all of our cell phones and our internet at the office. So yeah, it was a big inconvenience, but you know what? It just kind of was a bit of a refreshing. I really highly encourage you to try to give the gift of an experience. I was the mama that really did my very best to make sure that I made all of the boys' dreams come true. I really scoured and did what I could to try and make sure that everything that they had put on their list was something that they ended up getting, and it was there for them on Christmas morning. But I've since, I don't know if it's just moving here to the country, living with less, living more on purpose, and recognizing that stuff really was not what they needed or wanted. So I started to kind of slowly transition away from that and do more experiences with the family. And that seems to have been really responded well to. So they really love the idea of going to theater and going to trips and doing things like that. And now the kids, that's spilling over into them. As the family's growing, it's getting bigger. We've opted to draw names. So Nicole got my name last Christmas, and she purchased us Keith Urban tickets. So we ended up going into the city and enjoying that concert, and it was such a lovely time, and it warmed my heart, because normally I'm the one giving the experiences, and to have received that as a gift was very precious and very valuable. But anyways, I just wanted to share that I had such a great time, and I'm gonna kind of insert some of that concert at the end of this video. Just kind of stay tuned and watch for that. It was a lot of fun. He is just quite the musician, and just a phenomenal guitarist. I don't think that there's anybody that can play the guitar quite like Keith. But look what I got. I harvested a kohlrabi. I have been planting these for 3 years in my garden, and I've never been successful in getting one. The earwigs and the watering, the inconsistency of the watering, they always crack and they split, and they just don't look that great. And this is the first time that I was able to get one. So I cut these little shoots off and then just kind of use this root and chop it up. I don't peel it, I just cut it like this and throw it into a stir fry, and it is so tasty. I really encourage you, if you've never tried a kohlrabi, to try one. Throw it in a stir fry. It's similar to I think it's similar, it's got a bit of a nutty flavor, but it's similar to that of a squash, but it holds the texture. I find that when you cook squash, it has a tendency to go a little mushy, but this seems to keep its texture, and it's nice and crunchy. So yeah, I'm also going to go ahead right now and share with you some of our earlier shenanigans this week that we got into with Frank, and he kind of surprised me with a little deck swing, a big deck swing. Actually, it's lovely. Take some time and build me a beautiful deck swing. I just chuckle when Frank does something. He does it quite intensely. He didn't have a plan. He kind of just went from a picture that I gave him, and he's talented enough, and I don't know, like, I mean, as far as DIY goes, there weren't any real complex cuts and things like that on it. He probably he didn't really take a lot of video of doing it, but I can kind of get the finished product of it, and it's such a beautiful place for me to sit and reflect and do some morning meditation and look over the property. It's just a really beautiful place to be, and it's in the shaded area, which is lovely. And we decided to pan the deck. So the way the house is, it's very much a cottage style home, and so the deck is 2 stories. So when you walk out from the living room, and so that whole underneath of the deck space was kind of not being used. So when he built it with 1% grade, so that he could pan underneath and make the water, detour the water away from underneath and keep it dry. So then I could put the bed and the bedding and a nice carpet and kind of just make it an extension of my space. So that's kind of what we did. It was such a beautiful little surprise. He had gone away, and I had started the project of cleaning up under that deck, and I wanted to just put some gravel and paint it and do that kind of stuff. So I did start doing that, but he came back with the idea of adding the swing. So yeah, it looks lovely. So I'm just going to go ahead and insert that now, and hopefully you enjoy. Hello, family, friends, Amber here. Thanks so much for tuning in. This has been a big week around here. Frank has gone away and he's fishing. And I'm not sure why, but He does the same for me, and I seem to do the same for him. We seem to get our ambition when each other goes away, and we want to surprise them with big projects while they're away. So let me show you what I'm working on right now. I'm a little out of my comfort zone. I don't normally do this kind of stuff. Ordered some pea gravel, and I got the tractor here. I'm gonna ready to do all this. I am working on this project, which is under our deck. So this space under here, I've always wanted to pan it and make the water flow away so that we can sit under here, because there's nothing more, I don't know about you, but I just love listening to the rain. Oh my gosh, got a bit of my wind chimes. A gust of wind just came through right as I was talking to you guys. I just love to sit out in the rain. We have had a lot of strange storm systems and things like that happening. While Frank was away, I went ahead and painted this here behind me, and I also painted the white on the deck. Yeah, so now I'm going to fill under here with some of the pea gravel in hopes to make it a little tidier. So I should probably start from this top and work down, but I can't do this. I have to get the product, and to be perfectly honest, it's not something I really want to attack on my own, so I'm going to wait for Frank to come home. But I can do this. So this section here underneath where Eli is standing, I'm going to fill it up with some pea gravel and try and cover up these posts and these saddles. And yeah, so I'm going to play around in the tractor for a little bit. So let's see. Wish me luck. Holy hot. I didn't even really do a lot. It's 30 degrees out here, which is Celsius, which is
Disney weather. When you were in
hot.
Disney, it was 30 degrees Celsius. When you were in
Anyways,
Disney, it was bad.
this is crazy hot. Eli made a swing.
I made a swing.
Okay, let me see. I still have to rake this out, but I think I might wait until the heat dissipates. I think we might just go for a swim. Well, we'll finish it up here shortly. I'm looking forward to putting the furniture under here. Eli says it doesn't look any better, so it was a waste of time and money. According to my 12-year-old. Oh, you need to tie that around a big tree out there. When we first bought this house, we had originally just done the renovations on the current existing home, and then the intention was this little spot behind me here was going to be an addition that we've got the plans and everything for, but we put a pause on that for now, and then but this area here has been causing me some. Mitchell is going to go ahead and spray this, but like Lucas said, we're putting lipstick on poop. So it's still going to look like poop, but it'll look like better poop. Let's see what we've got going on here. Here's your water left.
Look at this company. Who takes care of their equipment this good? Are you serious?
So yeah, would you like to tell me if I said to everybody that we're putting lipstick on poop?
My arms look big enough.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so we're gonna spray this all
Do you
up.
have a can
Make it look
that's,
good.
that's
then
already
we're gonna-
started?
No.
A lot faster than rolling it.
The work is faster, but the cleanup isn't. We're gonna eventually take this garage off, but for now, that's not gonna happen until probably next year. But it looks a little bit better than it did before we started. So, I think it's cute. Very cottagey.
All right. It's my last one. Supports for the swing. Okay. This is number 4.
So why did you have to groove those out?
Because they didn't fit inside the cradles. The cradles were 3 1/4, and the 4x4s are 3 1/2. So you need to take a 1/4 inch off so that it slides into the cradle. So that's the supports for the swing, because I didn't want to just drill it in to the joist, because it would, like, the thing has got 23 2x4s on it.
Without the weight of a human.
Without, my 185 svelte pounds. And yeah.
Well, if we both sit on it, are we both going to be able to sit on it
Oh,
at one
yeah.
time?
Yeah, once it's up here, it's going to have both joists supporting it. And, well, I mean, you're going to know really fast if it doesn't work out. It's not going to be a long drop.
This is my porch swing that I have wanted since I was a little girl. I had this romantic notion of sleeping out in a daybed in a porch swing. And in order for it to go under here, we built this deck with a 1% grade. Was that what you did? A 1% grade in order for the water to flow. And then we panned it. Now, our Canadian winters may cause this to be a bit of a problem. So we're going to do our very best to keep the deck shoveled off. This is actually quite funny. So look at the next morning. It's raining. But look at, my panning is working. There's no rain under here. It's totally dry. So my dream of being able to sit. Here's my new porch swing. What do you think? Did you love it?
I bought it the other day, and it was the first day I saw it.
It's
I'm
so
sitting
cool
here.
too, eh? Like in the
Yeah, it's a
shade.
perfect spot. Then Frank pulls up, and I said, "Oh my God, this is amazing." He says, "Yep, slept for an hour and a half on it this afternoon."
I did. It's the breeze just comes through here. It's
Yeah.
like a beautiful spot, eh?
It's a perfect location
My
for it.
chimes just go, I moved them. And I am here at the Budweiser Stage in Toronto. We are heading to the Keith Urban concert. We are in a mess down mobile service for Rogers is out, so we will see if we can even get in.
And I just found out today that you guys made it go double platinum in Canada, so...
How are you feeling all right, Toronto? It sounds like it. It looks like it. And in certain pockets down here, it smells like it too. So having a good time. On the road again, you know what I'm saying? How about you guys up on the grass? You good? And how about you guys up on the lawn? You good too? Yeah? Firstly, it feels so freaking good to be back in Toronto. I'm glad my microphone's working, I'm glad the PA's working, and I'm glad you guys are all here. You know what I'm saying, Canada. Sure, let's get off the grid early on a Friday.
Looking for something. We're all I went to Canada. 7 Nation Army couldn't hold me back. I went to Canada. Sweet dreams.
I think most of us have a song that we would call a guilty pleasure song. You know what I mean, right? The one you sing at the karaoke, you know all the words to it, your friends can't believe you know all the words to it, but you just kind of love this song. Sing it.
Why do we know this bloody song?
What we cannot do alone, we sure as hell can do together, Canada. We can think different things, like different things, be different people, that's the whole point. But we can come together and light up the damn Budweiser Stage. Check it out! Sometimes it's hard for me to understand. You teach me to be a better man. Don't want to take this life, brand new life I did in 2019. Somebody
I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun putting it together. I really enjoy doing these little videos and sharing some of our family journey and some of our family experiences with you guys, and I hope you're enjoying them. I am loving being in my garden. I'm learning so much as a gardener, and while I might not be teaching you a ton, I am certainly enjoying sharing with you what I'm learning myself and what I'm doing and growing. But anyways, guys, until next time, stay safe and keep living.
Used to worry about the future, but the future never came. Tried living in the past, but never did quite feel the same. I used to think that there was a place I would rather be. Till I got there enough times to realize